Welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news, updates, debates and my opinions. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Still targeting 3,300 subscribers. Smash a like on the video if you enjoy it as well. And look, today is so weird. There has been virtually no news on Declan Rice after a wild day yesterday where we were all losing our minds. We thought he was going to City. City were going to bid. Every journalist had reported it. Silence today. And it's a very confusing time. It's quiet, maybe too quiet. We'll get into that. Thomas Partey, Jurrien Timber, Kai Havertz news as well. But on Declan Rice, last night, ex-West Ham United employee, after sort of everyone else had their say, said West Ham are still waiting a bid from Manchester City for Declan Rice. Despite rumours today that a suitable bid could be coming in, this is yet to be received and has been confirmed by a number of well-placed sources who cannot be beaten. Any other reports have jumped the gun. And then he said, we'll update you if there's more news. And really, there's been no update from that. So that was 11 o'clock last night. The only source that has said anything different is Dimarzio, basically Sky Italia, saying Man City are in advanced talks with West Ham to sign Declan Rice. Man City are willing to anticipate Arsenal, which I think means Man City are willing to match whatever Arsenal do. But if that's the case, I think Declan Rice ends up at Arsenal anyway. But where does this leave us? Why was all of the news coming out yesterday that both Man City and Arsenal were preparing bids to go in yesterday? And why, 36 hours later pretty much, has it not happened yet? I think it's down to West Ham. I think West Ham are desperate for a bidding war. I don't think Arsenal or Man City want a bidding war. I think Man City are probably trying to figure out if it's achievable for them. I don't know if it is achievable for them or not. There was a report earlier I read, I can't remember who it was from, but it basically suggested that Man City are still weighing up their options because it's a huge signing for them. Even though it doesn't feel like such a huge signing for Man City as it is for Arsenal, it is still a massive signing. And a lot of work has to go into that. They have other priorities this summer, including defence, where they need to replace Aymeric Laporte, and I think they're going for Guardiola, and that's a big signing too. So ultimately, nothing has changed since 48 hours ago, other than our emotions and our lifespans, which are probably now shortened. Obviously, if anything changes today, I'll probably upload another video purely based on that, so subscribe for that. But as it stands, we're exactly where we were 48 hours ago, which is Arsenal still in the lead, still preparing a third bid. On to Thomas Partey. Quite a bit of news about him today. The first piece of news that came out, this was from Sani Dara, who's a Ghanaian journalist, said Thomas Partey's been offered a whopping $100 million a year package by Saudi Arabian clubs in a 2-year deal. Al Ahly, Al Nasir and Al Khalij are keen on the Ghanaian. Now, $100 million a year sounded very, very high for Thomas Partey, and it was followed in the end by a piece from James Bench, who is very reliable, who said Al Nasir are willing to bid 30 million for Thomas Partey to Arsenal, 30 million euros. So I mean, what's that, like 24 million pounds? It's not massive still, and they're offering a salary package worth 10 million euros a season net. Al Khalij want loan to buy. Obviously, look, 30 million euros is better than the sort of 18 to 20 that we were hearing were coming from Juventus, but I still feel like 30 million euros isn't enough for Thomas Partey, truthfully. And you can look at some things and understand why that valuation would come in. His age and his history of injury at Arsenal isn't great. But for a player that was so fundamental to us last year, and with us still not buying any midfielders to replace him, okay, maybe Kai Havertz, I just feel like it's not worth it at 24 million quid or whatever 30 million euros comes out to be. So, I mean, look, you can understand it would be very tempting for Partey. It's a very lucrative deal. I mean, even if it's only 10 million euros a year, that's still a very lucrative deal. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I think we do need to raise some money from sales. That's clear. And if that's an easy option to do it, maybe it happens. Jurrien Timber. Fabrizio Romano this morning said Arsenal are preparing their second bid for Jurrien Timber. Expectation is that it's to be submitted soon. Crucial step after green light from the player. Arteta has already approved Timber as a priority target for this window. Mike Verweg then came out. He's a very close source to Ajax. Said Arsenal are the dream and priority for Jurrien Timber. Ajax are betting on 60 million euros a fee, but there is an agreement with Timber, who recently extended his contract, for a reasonable fee. Not sure on that part. So basically, Ajax want 60 million euros, but they agreed to Timber when he signed the new contract that they would let him go for a reasonable fee. He doesn't know what reasonable is, but he did confirm that there isn't a clause that lets him go at a low price. So it had been reported that in July, if we reached July, there was a clause that would mean he could go for 30 million euros. Apparently that is not the case. And then in Ignacio Guenuardi, who, I'll be honest, I have no idea about his credibility as a source, came out literally just before I made this video saying Arsenal are pushing for Jurrien Timber. 40 million euro offer, add-ons included, has now been submitted for the Dutchman. If we could get him for 40 million euros total, including all potential add-ons, that would be a steal. That would be an absolute steal. Remains to be seen if we can get it done, if that's legitimate, but that would be perfect for us. And then finally, Kai Havertz. Kieran Cook confirmed that he's going to wear the number 29, and Simon Collins confirmed that he's going to undergo his medical in Spain over the weekend, and hopes to finalise the transfer on Monday. So we may well see an announcement of Kai Havertz sort of early next week. But look, other than that, the major news today was that United Trey on Twitter had his account banned. I mean, that is genuinely the most significant news of the day. And it's so bizarre because of the way that we were. It really felt like everything was coming to a head yesterday. That this was, almost that we'd wake up today and there would be a massive game-changing piece of news. And there's just been nothing. And it's, in some ways it's unsettling. In some ways it's quite reassuring. I'll take you back to Fabrizio Romano yesterday morning said Man City would not bid for Declan Rice if they didn't believe that he wanted to go to them. So basically, if they didn't have confirmation from Rice that he would be open to a move, they wouldn't put a bid in. They've not put a bid in yet. So maybe you read into that and you say, okay, well, look, maybe Rice has turned around to them and said, look, I am not going to Man City, no matter what. We just don't know. We just don't know. So, as I said, Dimarzio is the only source that's reporting that it's any further than that. They've reported this evening that Man City are going to bid 75 million plus 15 in add-ons over two instalments. But we'd kind of heard that yesterday, and then it all fell away. So there really is just this impending fear of potential doom, potential jubilation, and I'm panicking because I have committed to going bold if we don't sign Declan Rice, and I am quite concerned that I'm going to go bold. And the thing is, I'm not even sure my hairline will ever recover from it. That is the danger. That is the danger. But look, I will be back. If there's breaking news on Rice, I'll be back with another video. So do subscribe. Other than that, have a fantastic evening. Videos will be iffy over the weekend. I'm going back home. It's my nephew's christening. So if I do upload, it'll probably be off my phone. So I apologise for that in advance. But have a fantastic weekend otherwise. And cheers.